Hello everyone. Welcome back to the stream. Today, once more, we are on the Mon Ultimate, and it is now the final round of our GT3 and not GT3, GTE and LMP3 series. It's been a very mixed bag this series. Started out alright at Algarve, Portimao. I mean, could have been a little bit better, but yeah, wasn't too bad. Unfortunately, we did have to miss Fuji, but then we were out again at Sebring, which did go very well. Unfortunately, it hasn't gone so well since then. Interlagos, a couple of mistakes. Tried to make a good comeback. Was a good go. Couldn't quite get to where we wanted to, unfortunately, but it was still had good pace. And then we had Silverstone in the wet. Good qualifying session, but just a small little bit of contact putting us into a spin on lap 1. Trying to recover, maybe had the pace to recover, but the tyres after that first spin just not working really anymore. And yeah, trying to find the pace to catch back up. Unfortunately, yeah, meant that the tyres couldn't quite hold on to pushing that hard. And so, that brings us to the final round here at Paul Ricard. Welcome, welcome. Not gonna lie, struggling a bit with Paul Ricard. Yeah, it's done a couple of laps where it's like, okay, feels comfortable. Yeah, maybe this could be decent. And then just kind of lost it. Yeah, I don't know. Feeling isn't great for this race. So it isn't, which is a bit of a shame, but well, yeah, we'll just have to see what we can do. We are ready to go for qualifying. Just realised I didn't have enough fuel in for the full 15-minute session. I was thinking it was a 10-minute session. For some reason, got done quite a few 10-minute qualies as of late. So yeah, here we go then. For qualifying, waiting for the green light. I can't wish we got a countdown to the green light when we're out waiting in pit lane. Would be nice to know, when to be ready for rather than having to react. But yes, Paul Ricard, not the latest track added to the game after Barcelona, of course, added just a couple of days ago on Tuesday. But the previous track that was added to the game now has some additional layouts, of course, thanks to Tuesday's version 1.3 update. But yeah, quite a bit of a unique track, some very long corners. Some very difficult corners, very tricky sections. such as this double right-hander here. That just continues going on and on, tightening up with the second apex. Then you've got this tightening left-hander. A couple of different lines you can take through here, off camber a bit as well. Doesn't make it any easier. Then this, of course, very tight final corner. That leads us on then to start our first flying lap. First couple of corners, of course, the chicane, don't want to run into too hard to the first corner, will compromise your run line through second, and you do want to make sure you carry speed through there. Have a good run towards turn 3. Can brake quite late, carry good speed in, then you get to this tight left-hander. You want to keep it somewhat tight here, as then you have the sudden right-hander, very tight right-hander. Then it's this long right-hander one. Get a good run through here. Get on the par as soon as you can, as it's flat out through this left-hander onto the Mistral straight in these LMP3 cars. And we've got quite a run down in the Mistral straight here. Not an infinite run, though, as we are taking the chicane, same as the Grand Prix that used by Formula 1. Braking sort of about 125 meters, running in a little deep there. Don't run it too deep. You want to try to open up the right-hander. Get a good exit from that, as that then leads you on to the second part of the straight in these LMP3 cars with the downforce that they have. This long right-hander, not quite flat out. Tyres not quite there yet, but will be flat out later on. And then we get into this long right-hander. So tricky to know just how much speed you can carry through, how you should be braking through there, what line. Same again for this left-hander. Really sort of encourages you to take an early apex, but just runs you out wide if you're on too tight of a line. Really hurting your momentum all the way to this long left-hander. Keep in tight, of course. Open up. Final corner, because it's a tight one. And you've got start finish straight just after, so you want to get a good exit from there. First lap, came at 1.4. We can go quicker than that. A little too hot into T1. Leaving us too tight for turn 2. I'm not sure if I've hit 100% brake pressure yet this session. I did have a bit of a PC issue. Game crashed, was having some display issues. I had to restart my PC during the practice session. And yeah, there's 100%. I think maybe I'm just being a little too cautious on the brakes while the tyres are getting up to temperature. But yeah, these are first laps since getting back, turning the PC back on and getting into server. Do you want to take that right hand side apex curve? It will throw you off the line. Ooh, running it right out to the white line. That's no intentional rear end sliding round a little bit. Oh, running it in a bit deep. Ooh, big slide trying to put the power on. Very messy end to this lap. And in the end, it won't be an improvement. But still got 5 laps left in the session to try and improve on. Ricard bounced a bit over the T1 curb, using all the track on the exit of turn 2. Rear end starts to slide around from the bounce over the curb. Don't have to keep it tight to the right hand side there. Enough downforce that even on the slightly tighter line can hold it flat out onto the Mistral straight. So we're currently 3 seconds off the provisional pull time, only 1.4 seconds up on this lap. Running it wide through the second part of the double right-hander. Much better line through there than what we had last lap. Not really finding improvements, though, in this final sector over our first flying lap. Deep into the final corner. Per minimum speed, per exit, really. Be up to P4 currently, but I imagine we will drop from there. Game surprisingly not invalidating our lap there, as you're slightly over the white line. Just within half a second of P2 currently. Wide of the apex there. Still wide of that second apex. Carried a little more speed though through second part. Hard to see where to turn in for the final corner. Just with the A-pillar in the way. The rear end just slid a little bit between the two corners there. Put me offline. It's just sliding around now. Maybe they're getting too hot. I think I'll go back off for this lap. Maybe let those rear tires cool down. But yeah, just struggling. You know, everyone else is improving, but despite, you know, the tires coming up, you know, and they should now be, you know, this is where the tires should be at their best. Just not finding any more pace. Try and get good exit, final corner, good run towards T1. Good start to lap. Lost a little bit of speed coming onto the Mistral straight. So just a little bit down on the Delta. Oh, wasn't a great chicane, lost a couple of tenths. No, there goes the car. Yeah. So currently sync P6. Still people, let's see. No, you're not improving. You're improving, but only by a tenth. We need 4 tenths. Yeah, not going to be improving running that wide. That delta doesn't seem right. Jumps up to 7th. Not quite. 10th off our time. So there we go, P6, right in the middle of the field.
Teams and drivers go to the grid for a race start.
So we've got the fuel we need. Yeah, I don't know what to expect from this race. We'll try and get to the end cleanly. So we have the inside for T1 here, interestingly. But it's the outside for T2. Yeah, who knows how this race will go? I have no idea. For me, I think he's just about surviving, getting through, not making mistakes. I'm not comfortable in the car. Don't have pace. Don't feel like I can push without making mistakes. Here we are then, ready for the start.
Green flag, green flag.
Up to P5. Oh, must go slow down. Okay, just turn in on me. Let's see what straight line speed is like. Apex in there somewhere. I just don't trust the car not to snap out. So we're up to P4, that's a good start. Certainly better than I expected it to be. Had to get our elbows out. Let's see if we can sell into a good rhythm. Good opening sector to this lap. Yay! Still personal best despite that big snap. Just a little lift there to try and help. Take care of the front, the left-hand side tyres. Pace seems to be very similar at the moment. Cars around us. Oh, car in third. Ran wide there. Car in front making a couple of mistakes now. Unfortunately, yeah, just having the inside for turn 2. Through that battling ease, allowing the car behind us to close in. Tried to make a cutback work. Oh yeah, car behind us is coming quickly. Gained over a second that lap. too tight on the inside of the right-hander there. Apex in there somewhere. Ah, the rear again. For fuck's sake. I got half a point for losing 0.2 of a second. Didn't get any points for technically gaining a couple of tenths with that cut. This game is odd at times. Our left is 92 degrees. Yeah, that's not great. That's going to become a struggle in the second half of the race. Oh, that's slightly wide, wasn't it? I think it was, but game's not going to punish us for it. Not going to complain. Well, that's a good opening sector. Just need to try and roll a little more speed through that chicane. Was not expecting to pull that off. That was just very sudden and in the moment. That's cut and a half. Game doesn't care. Though that bit of rear damage doesn't concerns me a little. Yay! This race is over. Yeah, let's just pin the wing up a little bit, see if that makes a difference. Also, I don't get how the wing takes 32 seconds to fix. Oh, it's put fucking fuel in. So yeah, at least we have someone that we might be able to have a fight with here. But yeah, I don't see us catching a minute and a half, nearly 2 minutes. Would have been a little bit less if I didn't put the fuel in, which would have been nice and also keep the car light, but... Are you going? I mean, I'm also on cool tires. But they're driving as if they're on ultra frozen tires. Still a little bit too cold for flat out there. Especially in dirty air. They're going back into the pits. Or no, they just ran wide. Another annoying thing is GTEs aren't going to get blue flags for us since we're technically fighting for position. That's not the line. That's a very odd line into T1. I really wish I didn't take the fuel on. It's too wide. Oh, come on! How does the car spin like that? Car really turned in there. I think the rears were right on the limit on the braking. So the front just hooked up and the rear kind of started to slide around a little bit. Come on, car. Oh, come on! Oh, now this is gonna be ass for the rest of the race. Yeah. I'm done. I'm not having fun and yeah. I don't know what's been with these this round especially. I needed more practice, I think, with the car to actually try and get more comfortable with it. But I just didn't have the motivation this week, being a bit busy. I've had other things to do. And even when I did have the laps, it's just not having fun. You know, complete contrast to like earlier in the season. You know, first half of the season, Bordeaux was fun. I enjoyed practicing for Fuji. We've loved to have done that race. Unfortunately, didn't get to do it. Sebring was fun. Interlagos. Interlagos is kind of where it started to go downhill, and then Silverstone's like quali, okay, right, fine, might be all right, and then the race happened, and it's just like coming into this week, it's like, yeah, I just don't have them. I don't have any motivation for this. I'm glad it's the final of the series. It's a shame because I was enjoying this series, but now it's like, you know, just kind of hoping that you know, it's a one-off, and you know, next week we'll sort of be back to normal and back to enjoying it, but. No, it hasn't. It's just been, you know, even in the battles, it's like I don't know. I wasn't really enjoying them. You know, Tuesday, you know, having fun. Yesterday was fun. Today, it's like it's not. It's not fun. Yeah, shame with how the first half of the season was going. So yeah, that's good to that series. I mean, yeah, it's a shame the series ended in such a way, but it is what it is. Yeah. Gonna be a little break from streams now until I think the 15th. Um, SRL are running a WC series from the 15th. It's sort of a year-long series meant to line up with real life WC Championship. So yeah, I'll be doing that hopefully. And yeah, hopefully that can go well. Yeah, first race Imola, 90 minutes of Imola. On the 15th of April. That is a Wednesday. But yeah, until then, I don't think we will. We'll maybe have a stream on Monday back on South Corsa. We'll have to see about that. That's not confirmed yet. But I might stream it. See how I feel after the weekend. But yeah, that's good for today. Shanghai today went. Shanghai last week went. Yeah, it's a bit disappointing to having the confidence boost and the enjoyment of Sebring, and then just kind of Interlagos quality went well. The race, I mean, I kind of zoned out, but then it's like, oh, I've sort of found a better rhythm after the sort of quarterway mark of the race. Yeah, and then just in these last couple of weeks, never found a rhythm in the race. So yeah, that's going to do it. Thank you to those tuned in, lurked, under watch for back. Yeah, hopefully I'll see you next time. Till then, take care. Have a good weekend. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye bye.